mine.
We are taking Echo. The enemy took Alpha.
Igual es divertida tu madre, ¿sabes qué? Yo creo que hubiera preferido estar ahí como viendo el cartón.
We control Echo. Securing objective Charlie.
Okay, guys. Okay, we are here testing. Okay, guys. Okay, we are here testing. Okay, so they're talking to Bobby Kotick right now. Nothing important happening.
Hostile UAV active.
Enemy movement.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active. Enemy is securing Echo.
And so they are talking about the importance of Call of Duty and whether or not there are professional players. I think this is my. Well, I don't know who opened. I'm gonna say Florian's tweets. I think this might be the FTC questioning Bobby Kotick right now.
Charlie. Friendly UAV online. Ghost activated. Friendly UAV on station. We are taking Alpha.
Oh no, it's Pat Wilkinson questioning Bobby Kotick right now.
The enemy took Echo. FTC here. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Enemy is taking Charlie.
So Bet is asking how many daily users Call of Duty has, and they're getting into the weeds of how popular the game is.
Friendly counter UAV on station.
Okay, so we're getting into details on to in which platforms Call of Duty is available.
Enemy is taking Alpha. We control Alpha. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile counter UAV is active.
That is kind of jumbled up. It's hard to discern what they're talking about. But they're basically talking about Warzone and its importance of being a free-to-play game.
We are losing Charlie. Objective Delta is compromised. Take it back.
They're talking about monetization inside Call of Duty games. Pretty boring stuff so far, but let's see what happens.
Friendly UAV online. Securing Echo. Hostile UAV overhead.
Oh, so they are now getting at why Call of Duty is available on mobile, which is a principal argument of Microsoft. Uh, they say they want to expand into mobile, so they are getting into the importance of the mobile market and Warzone being a mobile title right now. Guys, if you have any issues with the stream, just let me know in the chat or the one of you that's there, so I can know if I need to adjust the audio or something like that. Oh, so VR just got mentioned. Bobby Kotick thinks that in 10 years VR is going to be very important, and they are talking about cross-player functionality, cross-platform functionality in Call of Duty.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Oh, Bobby Kotick confirming they had Call of Duty on Nintendo once.
Friendly airstrike on the way. Hostile UAV active. Friendly UAV online.
So they are talking about why Bobby didn't put Call of Duty on the Switch. He says he made a bad judgment.
Securing objective Echo. Securing objective Bravo. Hostile UAV overhead. Friendly recon online. Friendly UAV on station. Friendly UAV online. We are taking Bravo. Our chopper gunner is
So they're getting into more boring stuff. They're going to talk about Call of Duty revenue. And they just talked about Call of Duty not being on the Switch, and basically Bobby said that he had made a bad judgment about putting it in the Switch, which is like nothing important to be honest.
UAV active. We control Bravo. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
So they are pointing out PlayStation revenues are twice the size of Xbox revenues, which is like a duh. So they are detailing how Sony is the market leader and how revenue is greater than PlayStation. So nothing to be seen so far. This has been pretty boring stuff so far.
Hostile mortar strike incoming. We are taking Echo.
So far, this has been a pretty softball interview. I don't expect anything important to come out of Bobby Kotick. I'm waiting more for Satya Nadella's deposition. I guess when the FTC starts questioning Satya, there are going to be sparks. But so far, it's been really, really boring.
We are losing Bravo. Hostile UAV in this sector. Our counter UAV is active. Our UAV is
So, guys, there is a Zoom call which I'm gonna paste the link in the description. Unfortunately, I cannot transmit it because it's YouTube is those crackdown on the channels transmitting this, and they might just close this channel, even though it's really little. I have no subscribers or anything. It's kind of hobby of mine, so I'm not gonna risk it. So I'm pasting the Zoom call link in the description. But the thing with this is that it's really likely that you won't be able to get in because it's got a limit on the people that can join. So I have posted the link on the chat. Hopefully you can get in. Hopefully you can get in. I mean, guys, I'm on the live stream, but I cannot stream it because it's prohibited. So I'm kind of commenting on what's going on. There is nothing important going on right now, to be honest. They're just questioning Bobby Kotick, Microsoft is, and they are going into how important is Call of Duty and which platform is available, the revenue. They're trying to point out how Call of Duty has been available in other platforms before, and they're just, pointing out the importance of the game in other platforms and how it wouldn't be convenient to put it in just one platform, I guess.
Mission is complete. Good work.
So Bet is going into has Bobby ever heard about one developer developing a subpar version of the game for what platform? Which has been one of Sony's arguments, and he's going like, no, that is not a thing because it's not a thing. A publisher doesn't really purposely make a worse version of one game in one platform unless there is a technical reason for it.
Engaging! Enemy movement spotted. Enemy incoming! Took a round.
We are losing Delta. Enemy is securing Alpha. We are taking Charlie.
Setting mine.
We are taking Echo. The enemy took Alpha. We control Echo.
So Bob is confirming he wouldn't put Call of Duty in a subscription service like Game Pass, which no surprise. I don't think they would unless the game has already sold all the copies that it was going to sell. So no surprise there.
Charlie secure. Bashня, Bashня, hostiles deploying a counter UAV. Hostile UAV active.
Enemy movement.
Hostile UAV overhead.
So the judge is asking why wouldn't anyone just pay a subscription fee of $10 instead of paying 70 for a game, which is something everybody will ask themselves.
Enemy is securing Charlie. Friendly UAV online. Ghost activated. Friendly UAV on station. We are taking Alpha.
The judge is joking how a subscription service is an all-you-can-eat buffet, which doesn't look good for the FTC, to be honest.
The enemy took Echo.
So they're going into how Game Pass works and whether or not Bobby would put Call of Duty on Game Pass. And that joke from the judge, I think, it's really bad for the FTC. So she's just basically learning that a gamer can have a lot of games for a very cheap price using a subscription service, and that doesn't look good for the FTC because they don't even want anyone to know that this is good for the consumers.
Friendly counter UAV on station.
So Bobby confirms he would not put Call of Duty in any subscription service, which basically is bad for consumers because they wouldn't have a way of getting the game for cheaper they would have to pay $70. So really bad showing for the FTC with this testimony from Bobby.
Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile counter UAV is active. Friendly counter UAV is online. We are losing Charlie. Objective Delta is compromised. Take it back. Friendly UAV online. Securing Echo. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile SAE near your position. Objective Echo secure.
So they're getting into how Activision wouldn't put Call of Duty in a subscription service. They have experimented on it. For example, they had it in an Nvidia service once, but no Call of Duty in any subscription service. Buy it at $70 if you want to play Call of Duty, essentially.
Lost Echo. Hostile UAV in this sector. Friendly missile entering this sector. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV active. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Hostile UAV in this sector. Friendly airstrike on the way.
So they are talking about how efficient is it to play from the cloud in a tiny device like a cell phone. And Bobby says there are challenges because it's not very efficient,
UAV online.
which I tend to agree with.
Enemy is taking Charlie. Securing objective Echo. Securing objective Bravo. Hostile UAV overhead.
Bobby says he doesn't have any plans to permit Call of Duty to be streamed in any service.
Friendly recon online. Friendly UAV
He wants the deal to go through,
Friendly UAV online. We are taking Bravo.
and he wants the transaction to be done, so he's pretty much in favor of the deal going
Our
through.
shooter gunner is inbound hot. Securing Echo. UAV online. UAV active. We control Bravo.
It's very unlikely the deal will go through if the PI is granted to the FTC. And now Bob is going to be questioned by this lawyer from the FTC, the one with the really annoying voice. So I expect some sparks to go on right now. Oh no, it's the female lawyer. They are approaching the judge now. They are comparing about FTC is starting to question Bobby Kotick. So they are asking if Activision is capable of developing AAA games, which, duh, lady, they do. They have been for the past 20 years. So this is one common thread with FTC. They don't seem to know at all gaming. They're asking some pretty basic questions. I don't even know what is the purpose of some questions they are doing.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Hostile UAV overhead.
Right, retard!
Activating EMP.
Take much more.
The FTC is stating the obvious. Call of Duty is really popular in the past 20 years. Okay, thank you FTC for giving us very obvious information.
Hostile UAV active.
FTC is stating that Call of Duty has been the #1 game, selling game in whatever time it is. And they are mentioning Modern Warfare 2
Friendly recon scanning for
and how it smashed records, which again is not very useful information. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 made $1 billion. They are really propping that up.
hostile UAV in the sector.
So the FTC is trying to make it seem like Call of Duty is the ultimate gaming experience, and they are going hard at how much as Call of Duty sold
Securing Charlie.
and how popular it is.
Overhead. Hostile UAV active. We have lost Charlie. Securing objective Bravo.
So this lawyer's just starting her questioning Bobby. So far, all they have talked about is how popular Call of Duty is. So she's laying the groundwork of alleging that Call of Duty is this all-important title that no platform can live without, I guess. FTC lawyer pointing out that Call of Duty made more revenue than anything in entertainment with Modern Warfare 2, including TVs and movies. So she's going hard at pointing out the importance of Call of Duty.
I'm taking fire!
Securing Charlie.
So they're going into Bobby's deposition.
Mission is complete. Good work.
And so far, the questioning has been, okay, is Call of Duty really big? Is it really important? Which I don't think anyone will dispute, so this is not... I don't think this is the smoking gun they are looking for, but I suppose it's important for them to point out how important Call of Duty is for any given platform. But this is a moot point, because Microsoft has already committed to having Call of Duty multi-platform, so I am not sure what she will accomplish with this questioning. So they are talking about how Call of Duty has been compared in terms of revenue with other entertainment types like movies, and how Call of Duty basically makes as much revenue as movies when they're released.
Securing Alpha. Enemy is securing Delta.
Call of Duty beat the day one record of any title on the PlayStation, just going hard at it.
Bravo. Alpha secure. Delta.
She's trying to trick Bobby by asking him, "Are you aware of any other console games with similar success as Call of Duty?" Which I am pretty sure that there have been, but Bobby not necessarily is going to be aware of it, I guess.
The enemy took Charlie. Securing Delta.
I mean, she might as well be a Sony lawyer because she's going hard about how important Call of Duty is and how much it has sold, and in which platform it has sold the most, which is obviously going to be the PlayStation.
Online.
It is the #1 selling game. Yes,
got
lady,
him.
we
You're clear.
agree with you.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
They are talking about Diablo now. Yes, they released Diablo 4, and they are going into how successful Diablo has been.
Enemy incoming! Took a round!
We are losing Delta.
So they are going into press releases and everything for Diablo, which is kind of funny.
Enemy is securing Alpha.
I would hope they mention the start of Diablo that they had as a promotional event somewhere.
Setting mine!
We are taking Echo. The enemy took Alpha.
Oh, Diablo made $600 million, over $600 million in the first 5 days. That's a really good number.
Securing objective Charlie. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Enemy is securing Bravo.
Diablo 4 has been a great seller for Blizzard. It's been record-breaking for all the titles. And it has been the biggest opening for any game in the year.
Moving. Transport helo marked. Enemy helo marked. Charlie secure. Bashня, hostiles deployed to counter UAV. Hostile UAV active.
Okay, they are clarifying Activision doesn't have any service like Game Pass. They do not stream games, and they would rather
Hostile UAV overhead.
sell the game than have it in a subscription service.
Hostile UAV active. Enemy is securing Echo.
The FTC lawyer is pointing out that Activision has put its games in any platform. They are agnostic in regards to platforms. So she's trying to point out how Activision has always been multi-platform and their games are available in every platform. I guess she's trying to point out that if they get acquired, they would be going into exclusivity with some games. So I don't think this is a smoking gun, but it's not nothing either. So this is going to be a good argument, I guess. Will it be enough to warrant a blocking of the deal? I don't know. get Florian Muller for that. He has been covering this, and he's great at explaining the legal side of things.
The enemy took Echo. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Enemy is taking Charlie. Friendly vehicle inbound.
I'm reloading!
Securing objective Alpha. Hostile UAV overhead.
And so they are going about what Activision's plans would be to release the game in probably Xbox first, if they get acquired, which is nothing but a speculation. There is nothing to think. There's nothing to suggest Microsoft would release it first on their platform. It's possible. Bobby Kotick is an old team, but Microsoft hasn't said they will do that.
Enemy is taking Delta. We control Alpha. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile counter UAV is active. Friendly counter UAV is online. We are losing Charlie. Objective Delta is compromised. Take it back. Friendly UAV online. Securing Echo.
So the FTC is trying to make it seem like Activision opposes subscription services because it's better to play it the other way.
UAV overhead.
But the reality is Activision only opposes subscription services because
Hostile SAE
that
near
would
your
hurt their
position.
revenue.
Echo secure. You're halfway to mission complete. Keep fighting. We have lost Echo. Hostile UAV in this sector. Friendly vehicle entering this sector. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV active. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Hostile UAV in this sector. Friendly airstrike on the way. Hostile UAV active. Friendly UAV online. Enemy is taking Charlie.
So they are going on about and around and about subscription services. Nothing important going on.